Have you ever went shopping for a subwoofer and you started getting confused? It seems like all these subwoofers are starting to look the same. They're using the same baskets, similar surrounds, cones, magnets, you name it. These things are starting to look exactly the same. Some manufacturers have actually noticed this and have gone the extra mile to make their speakers stand out. For instance, Kicker makes a square subwoofer. In case you've never seen this thing, it is a monster. And with 90% of the subwoofers on the market being a circle, the square ones definitely stands out. Another subwoofer that took it an extra mile would be the one by JL Audio. This is the W712. And this thing actually mounts a lot different from a lot of other subwoofers. It allows its cone area to be a lot bigger than the average 12-inch subwoofer. So there you go. Some of these companies have caught on to it and they're making their subwoofer stand out. Today I want to introduce you guys to the VCW12 by NVX. This is version 3 of this subwoofer and they've done something a little bit different to it. I featured the version 2 of this subwoofer on the channel quite some time ago and you guys seem to have loved that subwoofer. And even that one was a little bit different in design of the basket. The basket had a very unique texture on it and it had contrast in between black and chrome finish. Very unique subwoofer and a lot of YouTubers have actually featured this on their channels as well. But for the version 3, they decided to do something a little bit different. They went fully carbon fiber for the front face of this subwoofer. I mean, dust cap and cone is actually covered in carbon fiber, and I think it makes it stand out amongst all of the other subwoofers on the market. The VCW12 comes packaged in a manufacturer's brown box, but quickly opening this, you see that it actually reveals an inner box, which is retail packaging. So the brown box is just protection for the actual product. The VCW12 retail box is pretty much adorned with all the information that you would see if you were walking down the aisle in a store. This is meant to catch your eye and give you a quick overview of what this subwoofer is all about. Inside you do get the QR code to scan for the instructions manual. You do have protection on top with a piece of cardboard, foam, and foam ring for the surround as well. This thing does have a pretty tall surround on it. A little bit more on that when we get a little deeper. It does come covered in plastic to protect it from the elements during shipping. You have more foam to protect it, the magnet structure of it, and they put foam in the corner pieces of this subwoofer as well. So kudos to NVX for actually paying a little bit more attention to detail for shipping. Sometimes the weight of these things can actually cause a lot of damage, and as you guys can see, they doubled up on the cardboard, the reinforced cardboard that they use for the bottom of the packaging. So really good job on packaging here. Once again, I have the dual 2-ohm version of this. This is a dual voice core subwoofer, 1200 watts RMS, and of course this is the 12-inch variant from their VC series. The packaging do give you all of the information that is needed for this subwoofer, but of course you can always scan that QR code to get a little bit more in depth about your subwoofer. And as stated previously, this does come covered in plastic. This protects it from the elements during shipping. Elements being rain, dust, humidity, snow, you have it. That plastic should keep everything out and keep the subwoofer nice and dry. And this is what everyone came to see. This thing is covered in carbon fiber. The entire cone and dust cap has a layer of carbon fiber. And yes, the close-up does reveal that this is real carbon fiber. This is not, some picture that they have pasted on the front of this. This is actual carbon fiber, which should reinforce this cone and dust cap tremendously. It adds strength to the already pressed paper cone of the subwoofer. And as you guys can see from the rear, the surround is dual stitched to the cone. NVX seemed to have gone for a black on black look here with the spider assembly being also black. This is a progressively rolled spider, and it does have woven tinsel leads that are actually stitched and glued within that spider assembly. Next up, I wanted to focus a little bit more on the voice coil, but as you guys can see, this is a pretty compact design. You cannot see the actual voice coil. But one thing that does stand out of these push terminals, they are chrome, and it seems to be around 8 gauge or so. Just know if you're going to do dual wiring, you probably have to downsize to a 10 gauge wire. Venting is excessive. They have venting both for the pole piece and for the voice coil gap. This should be plenty of cooling for the 1200 watt RMS rating of this subwoofer. The VCW12 comes with a 202 ounce triple stack magnet. And this thing here actually put out plenty of power for a subwoofer of this RMS rating. NVX has stated that this is a Y35 grade ferrite magnet, in case anyone is wondering. It does come with a custom tooled protective boot. I usually take these off. They pretty much insulate the subwoofer on the inside, and I don't want the heat building up, so I remove these. And in order to get us going, what I'm going to be doing is wiring in parallel. And if you remember, this is a dual 2 ohm subwoofer, so wiring in parallel actually brings us down to a final ohm load of 1 ohm. And that's what our amplifier is stable at. All right, so as you guys can see, once again, we're in the Impala, and we have the NVX VCW12 in here, version 3. In the kick, we have the mini bass meter by SPL Labs, and that's what we're going to be measuring our decibel scores with. This tells you how loud you are. We also have, back here, we have the SMD AMM1. This is an audio multimeter. Okay, this multimeter is going to actually give us real world power and dyno power. This is what you get your wattages from. Powering this is going to be the Taramp Smart 3 bass. That's a 3000 watt amplifier, and it has smart technology to give you that 3000 watts in between a range of 0.5 ohm to 2 ohms. Very good stuff. What we're going to be doing is a bass sweep. We're going to send this bass sweep from 150 hertz down to 20 hertz. And this is going to be a 30-second sweep at moderate volume. Let's go. I'm going to slowly. Hertz. All right, so that was 1564 watts at 0.1 ohms of impedance, which is nothing. Okay, so what we want to do here, we want to see at what frequency it got that at. That's 131.4 decibels. We don't care about that. That's not the metric that we want, because that's not our top score we're looking for. What we're looking for is the frequency at which it got that. So we're going to go through our modes. 35 hertz. It achieved that decibel score at 35 hertz, meaning that's what the box likes for this environment. This subwoofer inside of this box, inside of this environment, is calling for 35 hertz. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to get everything reset, and then we're going to see what this thing can do at max volume. The application's on 35 hertz, and we're going to hit play. Woo! Snap! All right, so we let it rip. We let it rip until it bottomed out. Right now we have a 141.2 on the meter forward facing into the cab. Now, my SMD meter has been doing a little bit of weird behavior where it counts up past a decimal point. I think that's 2,633 watts, but it's actually saying 26,000. Don't really know what's going on. Don't really know what's going on with my meter, man. I may have to buy another one. As of right now, that's the power rating that we have, forward facing in the cab. We're gonna turn the box around and see if we can get better numbers by allowing it to load off the trunk, and that'll also help us control the cone a lot more. Because as you guys could tell in the last demo, it actually bottomed out and we don't want that. We're gonna turn it around, let the pressure build up off the trunk, and see if we can improve our decibel scores and our cone control. All right, so as you guys can tell, I do have it turned around facing rear of the trunk so it can load off the lid. A little bit about the trunk is that the trunk it does have some kill mat there, so it is treated. The inside, the inner panels of the fender is sound treated as well with kill mat. That's an 80 mil that I put on there. So the whole rear of the car, from this rear panel here all the way back, that whole thing is sound treated. It does do good, especially when you add a rear floor to it. So in case you guys are wondering about the setup a little bit, that's what I'm working with. And I know some of you guys are gonna say I should probably put it a little bit closer to the trunk lid, but because of the wood floor and how I secure my box so they don't slide around, because of that, I'm not gonna mess with it. I'm gonna leave it just like that, which gives you about 16 to 18 inches from the trunk lid. And that's how we're gonna roll. All right, so we're back here in the front of the car, and look, because we are turning the box around and now the box is backwards like this, what we're gonna be doing is actually another bass sweep, because your peaks can change as you move stuff around in the vehicle. So we wanna make sure or ensure that we got the best possible frequency to test that. So we're gonna be running another bass sweep, again, 150 hertz down to 20 hertz, and this is going to be 30-second duration. And make sure that this thing isn't blasting my ears. We had it at about half or so last time. We're going to do the same thing this time, about half, and here we go. All right, that's 20 hertz. Gonna give us a stop. We want to see once again what frequency was that. 35 hertz. I mean, isn't that a beautiful thing? It's the same frequency, 35 hertz, forward facing into the cabin and rear facing into the trunk. Very beautiful thing, very consistent. And we're gonna burp it once again at 35 hertz. All right, so we have everything reset. Our application is once again on 35 hertz, and we're gonna increase this volume and see what we can get out of it. Let's hit play. Here we go. That thing moving some air back there, man. There we are, 142. 142. I think the first one was like a 141.2 or something. We increased our decibel score just by turning the boxing around and allowing it to load off the trunk. Now I still did hear the subwoofer. It didn't bottom out, but it definitely made some weird noises when I turned the volume all the way up. And that may be the bass 3, the by tar amps. It actually has some type of dampening on the inside where it would lower the power rating as the impedances increase. But anyway, 142, now we're gonna do a music demo. This is one of my favorite tracks right here by Tilden Park. So this is called The Prize. This is a clean version of it. You can also find this on Epidemic Sounds, and it has some nice bass drops in it, some nice bass lines. So I'm gonna let this play and see what we can get on the meter.
Lately it's looking like everything perfect. Out the mud with it, I put the work, and you can find me where the turf is. Pit precision like a surgeon. Bad ones used to curve me, showing up to the show when the curve split. She know that I'm worth it, I'm in the club, I'm arrogant. I got the hit stash, got a bracelet for impact. Real tricky with the flip, I'm pretty penny to a thick stack, quick stack. Think fast and I talk real. I give a fuck about how they feel. Me and Zeddy's dropping propane, and they sounding like that's a pill. For my dog, I'ma ride to the wheels kill. Got his hand on the hammer, so keep it legit. I've been in there with the blueprint, won't stop till I own every brick. I used to lay out in the lounge just to feel the world spin on its axis. Now I got the access, and the last lap got it off of the passion. I keep it 100 on the dash, now that we got us some traction. Slick talker, I'm a showstopper, you are not silent. Tread cautious, couldn't go a mile in my toe box. Stunning shade with the visine, light it up and bring the vibe in. Line 10, color spot beam, I mean, I'm a star every night lit, ultraviolet. Hey, I took a picture that photos from silence, you know what the vibe is. Take a look in my iris, I think she know that I'm high risk. I never know what the time is, I never know where my mind went. Hey, I got a lot on my plate, I got an eye on the prize, and I'ma make sure that we straight. It's a lot on my mind, and I got an eye on the prize, and I'ma make sure that we straight. I'ma make sure that I used to toss a coin in the waterfalls in the wishing well. Now I get plenty coin, but I'm self-made. You ain't gotta wish me well. You ain't like me then, but I guess it's past tense, cause you tapped in. You was never who you said. I see the facade when looking, they really be that quick to tell. My guard up, I ain't taking nails. If it's not in my favor, won't sign a deal.
Thanks for visiting the channel to help you simplify car audio. It's the Budget Bass here, and I'm out.